Hello, welcome to Job Skill Share, and as you guys can see me in this video, in the last video I explained why I'm going to do this on a real machines on weekend. So this is what I'm going to do today. Is the reason was that to show you guys exactly how things work on a real system, so you guys can have hands-on experience. We are going to be using a lot of virtual stuff like I explained before, but in this case let's just do everything on real machines. So to install Ubuntu we need some tools, and there are requirements to it. So let's say for example I have a laptop that is 64-bit and it has 4 GB RAM in there. You could also use 32-bit laptops, but it's recommended because everything is moving towards 64-bit. So if you have something 64-bit, I would use that. So get more features and stuff like that. It's more faster. So what I'm going to do is also you need a DVD or a USB. In this case, I'm going to be using USB. Most of the computers these days have the ability to start a machine through USB. So try to use USB just to save some DVDs, because you could just remove it, reinstall it, and do whatever you want to do with it. Okay, let's start. The first application that you need for Ubuntu, so what we need is, this is another machine that I'm going to be installing stuff. So this machine is dead right now. There's nothing in there. I don't want anything in there. I want to put Ubuntu on this machine, but I need to first install the ISO, which is basically coming from Ubuntu site. So if you go to Ubuntu and you go to download section and then click on desktop, let's just click on that so you guys can see exactly what I do. You'll get to this page. You might get another page says you want to pay a donation. It's up to you. And then on the bottom you can say continue to download, and you get this option. You get 2 options here. And so I picked 64-bit, and then you click on download. So once you download it, you will see the download. In Firefox it shows right here. You could just click here and see where the ISO is. It should be in the download folder. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to do, download that. It's going to take a little time, so I already did that. Then go to Google and type YUMI, and this is what I'm looking for, multi-boot USB creator. So when you click on this link, it's going to take you to this link right here, pendrivelinux.com. Scroll down and then click on download YUMI, and then you get to this point right here. I'm using the latest one, 2.0.1.2. Click save. And it's a portable application, so you can just use it somewhere else. You can keep it on a USB, take it to another computer if you want. And this is what I'm looking for. And I'm going to double click on that application. And then click yes. Alright, so now I have this. This is what I'm going to do. This is a USB right now. This is 4 GB USB. You do need at least 1 gig, or because this file is, the ISO file is about 900 something. So I suggest you guys get a 2 GB USB. Pretty cheap outside. You might already have some USBs. Just use that. Save the data before you format it. So all I'm going to do is to plug in this USB to my computer right here. Okay, I'll plug that in, and now I'm just going to wait for the computer to recognize it. It did. It's done. It's a G drive. Make sure you remember the drive name. And now I'm going to say I agree here, and then I'm going to go ahead and say pick the USB that I just picked right now. It says 3 GB in there. Okay, that's good. Then all I have to do is to go and find the ISO. I just downloaded one, right? So I'm going to click on Ubuntu, which it says on the top right here, Ubuntu 32-bit, 64-bit. My download was 64-bit, and I'm just going to click on Ubuntu here. And now it says right here, you can actually download it from here directly, but I said because I wanted to go to the Ubuntu site and get it the correct thing, so I already did that. So that's the first process. So you're not doing this again. All you got to do is browse, and then go back and pick the Ubuntu 14.1.1. This is the one that I want, which I did today. And I'm going to click on that and see it's in the green thing, so that's good. Okay, so on the top right here, format, I will do that because, like I said, I don't need anything from that USB, and I don't want to create any other problems, so I just want to make it fresh. It will just do that first. So watch what happens is the create. and it gives you this message that this will format this, that, and it will write the ISO to this USB. I'll say yes, and it will start a process right now. So what's happening right now, that ISO that we just downloaded right now is going to be installed on this USB. We will plug this USB out of this machine, put it in this machine, and then we're going to go to setup and change the setup to restart this machine from a USB so we can install Ubuntu on it. That's what we're going to do. So then we can make this machine for our training, for when we do our, like, for example, real machines training on Linux. When we start this whole course, everything will be done on this machine. Sometime we will be using virtual machines to kind of see can we deploy software from this machine to them, and some controlling stuff like that. But this is going to be our training machine. So that's the whole purpose of this video, that we are going to create one machine that is going to be only for Ubuntu, physically Ubuntu on this machine, so we learn hands-on directly on it, Linux. So this is doing the format. Alright, all finished, and it says the process is complete. Click next. Would you like to add more? I'm saying no, because I don't need it now and I'm finished with that. So what I did right now is I create a bootable USB. This USB is a bootable USB now. I can just go back to my computer and safely take it out from this computer. So right click on this little icon if you're using eject, and safe to be taken out. Just go there, take it out. Now this is like a DVD basically. What I just did, I burned a file to this USB, and through this software I made it a bootable USB. So how do I make this computer start with this USB? So if you were using a DVD, all you have to do is to go to that ISO file and burn it to that DVD, and it will become a bootable DVD. You just plug it into this computer through the DVD and CD-ROM. Once you plug it in, you restart the computer through CD-ROM. Now what we're doing right now is we're restarting a computer through this USB. So how do we do that? We just simply plug this into this computer. And let me see if I got a spot right here. Okay, so it's plugged in right now. All I need to do is to go back to the computer, turn it on. And when you turn it on, make sure you hit on F2 to go to BIOS. And maybe you might be using a different computer, Dell or something else. They might have a different option. So you need to check where is your main key to get to your BIOS. I'm using Sony, so this is how you go to like the BIOS system. And then what you're looking for is boot. So it could be something else on your computer. So you need to find this boot option, and whatever is set to boot first, you need to change that. So you can see right here, internal optical disk drive, external drive, a device, internal. So I'm using an external USB to boot this computer. So when I turn it on, I want this computer to start from this USB. So what I have to do, I need to put external on top right here. If it was CD-ROM, you will put internal optical disk drive on top, so it will start from the CD. You don't want the hard disk, because this is what you're doing. You're formatting your hard disk through USB. So you're putting this Ubuntu onto this right now. So all you need to do is to get the external device on top right now. And that's going to be on your Dell. It's going to say something USB bootable. You want to start your machine from USB or something like that. So that's something you need to check. To move options, so this on the right side is gives you directions. So F5 and F6. F5 is the one that I'm looking for. So you see how I move this on the top. Now I'm going to go back to exit, and on the bottom I'll select save changes, and I'll say yes, that's fine. And I'm going to restart this machine. I could just do Alt Control Delete, and this machine should start from USB. There you go. So it started from a USB that I just plugged in right now, and it says right there Linux distribution. So this is the one that we just put, so it just gives you that option right there. And on the bottom right here, this is the ISO that we got from this computer. Remember, we went to here and the download. This is the download ISO, and now it's in here in the USB. So this is what we did. The whole process was related to this. We click yes. So it gives you that Ubuntu, install Ubuntu, try Ubuntu without installation. You could do that, but I want to install it on this machine. So you will have a few seconds to try this to make sure you select install Ubuntu and then click enter. Alright, so English is the language for me. I'm going to say English, continue. So here say has at least it does a little check mark that is your laptop. You know, you can is it okay? So if you do some X marks in here, then you need to check your internet connection. I did connected my Ethernet to the modem and make sure that everything is plugged in. The power source should be plugged in. If you're using a laptop, don't use it on a battery, and then at least the space has to be there. So you could do download updates while installing. We're not doing that. We're not doing this part. This is something that we need to learn when we install everything, how to do updates on Ubuntu, fresh Ubuntu and all that. So I'm not touching this right now. I'm just gonna click on continue. So I already had a system that has Ubuntu on it. So what we need to do is we need to remove that. If you have something like that, you might want to remove it, erase Ubuntu, or if you don't, you might have a clean installation message. You can just click on that, and I'm going to do that right now. Erase Ubuntu 14.1 TS and reinstall. I'm just going to say install now. Then you will get your location. You can change this. I don't need to change it. I'm just going to click continue. I'll leave everything default as I want to use English US and everything the same way, and I'm just going to click next. Your name, you could put your name in there, your computer name, pick a username, password, and once you do this, you just click on continue. So I'll put my information. I'll put Dan and Danny Ubuntu. I'm just gonna make it a little easier here. I'll put Dan so I remember that. And then put a username, password, click continue. If you have 3 other options, you could do this. I'll just make sure it asks me for password all the time. And this is a part where you just need to wait for the installation to finish up. If there's anything that comes up or pop up, I'll just pause. I'll play the video again and then show you guys that message. But for now, I'm just gonna pause it so we can limit the video. Alright, when everything is done, you will see this message: installation is complete. You need to restart the computer in order to use new installation. Alright, so we just click on restart now. And when we restart, so make sure if you have changed your setting to boot to USB, now you're going to go back and boot to hard drive, because the installation is done. Whatever needs to happen, it needs to happen from computer itself. So we don't need external boot. So we're going to go back in here to boot, went down, and now we're going to go ahead and make this one internal hard drive to the top position. And that was F5, yeah. Exit, and I'm going to save changes. And this, I'm going to start this machine. And I took the USB off this machine right now. So it should start the Ubuntu from the hard disk, hopefully. Okay, as you can see, the Ubuntu is coming up, and I took the USB off. It's directly running from your hard drive now. So what I did, I just turned on this machine and put my password, and this is the first time it's logging in right now, and there you go. You get all that, and this is a pretty nice keyboard shortcut. It would be nice if you have a screenshot of this and keep it somewhere for training. So this is how you install the Ubuntu. In this video, all we wanted to do is to show you guys how to, in real world, how do you get the ISO, put it on a USB, you don't need a DVD, you put it on this machine, you download Linux Ubuntu, and now everything is running. In the next videos, we're gonna touch another section and a lecture, and we're gonna dig deep in there to do more like updates and stuff like that to make this operating system work first, and then we're gonna go and do the remote stuff. How do you deploy software from this machine to that machine, Linux window, and stuff like that. We're gonna do that. So see you guys in a different video. Thank you for watching this. Jobs get share. Thank you.